Hi, how you doing? It's Martin again and Rexi here from the Dinosaur Experience. I want to say hello to a couple of people. I want to say hello to you, Levi. Thank you for inviting us to your birthday party. Also, Parker and Andy, brother and sister there, came to your birthday party as well. And what a fun time we had. So to Levi, Parker and Andy, thank you so much. Hope you realise how much fun that Rexi here and Nash had at your birthday. Hope you had as much fun as we did. All right, we've got a book for you all today, a special book. This one is called The Boy Who Was Raised by Librarians by Carla Morris. There it is. All right, The Boy Who Was Raised by Librarians. Now, talking about libraries, we're actually going to a library. We're going to the Denham Springs Library on the 15th of February. So 15th of February 2020, Rexi here, Nash and me, and all our ranger helpers, we're going to be at the Denham Springs Library. Now, we're going to need some help from you guys because these guys can get a little bit out of control. So if you want to be a ranger for the day and you want to come and help us with our dinosaurs, please do come along and say hello to us all. We'd love to meet you there. The Denham Springs Library, 15th of February. All right? We'll put the details on our website, on our Facebook, and you'll be able to see it all. All right, so here comes the book. Here it comes. Melvin lived in the Livingston Public Library. Well, he didn't really live there. He just spent lots and lots of time there. He wanted to know a lot about everything. He was curious, and the library is a wonderful place to be if a person is curious. Eventually, everything had its place in the library, and Melvin liked it that way. His favourite books were always in their places, lined up on the shelves like soldiers, and his favourite people were always in their places behind the reference desk. When Melvin was barely tall enough to see over the counter, he started going to the library after school every day. He made sure to stop by the reference desk for a chat with the librarians. They were always happy to see him. "Hi, Melvin," Marge said. "How was school today?" Betty asked. "How's the weather out there?" asked Leola. Melvin loved the librarians. Whatever he was interested in, they were interested in too. "Where can I find some information about snakes?" he asked one afternoon. "Well," said Marge, "how would you like to raise a snake all by yourself? Here's a great book, Raising Snakes in Your Bathtub, from cute baby racers to big, ugly cobras." Betty chimed in. Here, dear, an arts crafts book, making snakeskin purses, shoes, and other matching accessories. "Hey, snake poems and blessings," added Leola, as she found 42 snake websites with just 3 keystrokes. That's how librarians are. They just can't help it. And that's why Melvin loved them. In first grade, Melvin and his class went to a field trip to a real field. That afternoon, he ran to the library to show his friends his treasure, a big mason jar filled with all kinds of bugs. "Look what I have," he called, as he burst through the library doors. "Can you help me identify them?" "Melvin, don't run! In the library!" Melvin tripped, and the jar sailed across the room. All 87 species of caterpillars, cooties, and creepy crawlies were loose in the Livingston Parish Library. Marge, Betty, and Leola quickly organised an emergency rescue squad. The bugs were retrieved, identified, classified, and catalogued within 20 minutes. "How do you do that so fast?" asked Melvin. "That's how we are," explained Leola. When we see chaos," began Betty, "we organise and catalogue," finished Marge. "It's in our nature." And she pulled out a field guide to insects and handed it to Melvin. To apologise, Melvin gave the librarians a lovely bouquet of flowers, picked from the library's garden. Then he stopped to examine the aquarium next to the circulation desk. "Don't put your hand in the fish tank," Marge warned him. "But I was wondering," said Melvin, "how many kinds of fish are in the whole world, and all the lakes and all the rivers and all the seas? And how much does the whole world, with all the dogs and cats and houses and cars and tractors, weigh?" The librarians were very busy with other patrons, but Leola knew just where to find some answers for Melvin. She sat down at the computer with Melvin, and they found the answers together. She couldn't help it. That's how librarians are. In second grade, Melvin was cast as the enormous eggplant in the school play, and he practiced his part with the librarians. "Now say your line again," said Leola, as she shelved the new Caldecott Awards winners. "Project your voice to the back of the auditorium," said Marge, in an alarmingly loud, clear voice. "But be natural," said Betty. "Try to look like you're not acting." She read aloud from the Organic Gardening magazine to help him find his motivation. The audience gave the enormous eggplant a standing ovation. Melvin attended all the library programs. He was always the first person to complete the summer reading program. He loved the after-school specials and the Reader Guys book club and the movie nights. He came to all the story hours, no matter what the hour. But the spend the night in the library party was the best. Betty read the kids a bedtime story. Melvin curled up in his sleeping bag near the encyclopedias, surrounded by thousands of books. He felt rich and happy. In third grade, Melvin started a baseball card collection. He would spread the cards out on a table in the library and organise them into teams, players and rookies. Betty showed him how to store them in acid-free, archival-approved boxes, and Leola found him a price guide on the internet. They couldn't help it. That's how librarians are. In fourth grade, Melvin entered the complete and unabridged A to Z spelling bee. Marge suggested he read the 100th edition of Words to Know every day after school. Not surprisingly, he won first place. In fifth grade, Melvin won both the gold and the silver trophies in the Know Everything Town, City, State and Country in the Solar System Geography Contest. Marge, Betty and Leola were so proud of him, they couldn't help it. That's how librarians are. In sixth grade, Melvin entered the extraordinary, completely out-of-your-mind science fair. The librarians helped him find information about all the projects that had ever won. Melvin came up with a winner. In seventh grade, he was picked to be on So You Want to Be the Smartest Kid. Marge, Betty and Leola burst with pride as Melvin answered questions so fast that he blew the circuits on the computer trying to keep score. Every day after school, year after year, Melvin came to the library. When he was in high school, he even got a part-time job there. Marge, Betty and Leola cried with pride and happiness at Melvin's graduation. "That's our boy," said Marge. "We helped him learn," said Betty. "All those books," said Leola. After Melvin left for college, he missed the Livingston Library and his librarian friends. He wrote them letters and emails about the books he was reading and the things that he was learning. Years later, another boy came to Livingston Parish Library, and he loved it. "Hi, Sterling," Marge said. "How was the field trip?" Betty asked. "Do you need help identifying those bugs?" said Leola. "We can identify, organise and catalogue in no time. We can't help it," said Livingston Parish's newest librarian. That's how we are. So who do you think Livingston Parish's new library attendant was? That's right, I think you know. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. Remember, libraries are great places to go. Lots of information there, lots of books, but not just books. There's Legos and there's various clubs that you can join. So if you're looking for something to do, especially over the holidays, or if you need something to do in the evening, the library is a fantastic place to go and learn lots of things. In fact, that's where all the stories come from that we read to you every time. So all the Rexi's tales, they're all coming out of the library. So get along there and have a look. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you very soon. Don't forget you can follow us on Facebook, find out where we're going to be and our public appearances. And also, if you wanted us to come to your birthday party, that's how mum and dad or a parent or a relative can get in touch, and we can see if we can come along. All right, I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Bye.